They call me Jolly James and Marvellous Max. So what we're going to do first is watch this little video all about that tour. Up the Chelsea! Yay! Up the Chelsea.
Welcome to the award-winning stadium tour of Stamford Bridge, the iconic home of Chelsea Football Club since 1905. Your guided tour today will take you behind the scenes into areas usually reserved for star players and legends of the game. Stamford Bridge is in fact one of the oldest continuous sports stadiums in the world and officially opened in 1877 as an athletics venue. Over the course of history, the bridge has hosted the biggest events, including 3 FA Cup finals from 1920 to 1922. And in November of 1945, an estimated crowd of over 100,000 people packed in to witness a 3-3 draw against Moscow Dynamo, with some fans even climbing on the roof. Our home has seen so many changes over the years, but remains the beating heart of our club, where, for over a century, millions of Blues fans have flocked from around the world to watch their heroes play. So, on behalf of everybody here at Chelsea FC, welcome to Stamford Bridge, in the heart of London, the greatest team in the greatest city in the world. Chelsea truly are the pride of London and the only team in England's capital city to win the UEFA Champions League on not just one, but 2 occasions. In 2012, and in the most dramatic of circumstances, club legends Didier Drogba and Petr Cech were our penalty heroes as we lifted the famous trophy for the first time in Munich. 9 years later, in Porto against Manchester City, we were crowned kings of Europe once again. And if you haven't done so already, you can have your exclusive photograph taken with both UEFA Champions League trophies after the tour in the museum today. To make sure that you enjoy the tour, please remember to always stay with your tour guide. Do not walk on the grass. Do take lots of photos and videos, especially in the dressing room. Please do not smoke or vape whilst on tour. And finally, make sure to ask your tour guide lots of questions. Your tour starts now. Let's make it a blue day.
Right, lovely. It is a blue day. I can see so many Chelsea shirts. Max and I did a tour earlier, and we had one Chelsea fan, apart from Max and me there. So, but we got lots of Chelsea today. Hands up if you're Chelsea. Hands up if you're Chelsea. Up the Chelsea. Look at that. Home of the world champions. Chelsea are the world champions. Now, I'm going to start by asking another question. You've probably seen Stamford Bridge on television. Does it look bigger or smaller than when you see it on television? Bigger. Usually people say smaller. I'm glad it looks bigger. I'm not going to say anymore. That's great news. Yeah, it's very good. Yeah, it actually has a capacity of 40,000. So yeah, in the Premier League, it's a middle-sized stadium. Okay. Originally, when Stamford Bridge began life in 1877, it had a capacity of 82,000. Okay, but over the years things have changed. In those days almost everybody stood, so they didn't take up much room. Now everybody sits, so they do take up more room, and now we only have a capacity of 40,000. So much has changed in the ground over the years. The oldest part of the ground now is over here on our left, and that is called the East Stand, and that's where we spend most of our time today, because on a match day that's the most important stand, because that's where the changing rooms are, that's where the press room is, which is where we're going next, and that's also where the dugout is, which is where we'll be going in fairly short order, in about 40 minutes, okay? So the East Stand began life in 1974. This stand here, which is exclusively for Chelsea fans, so when you hear Chelsea on television, most of the chanting begins here. This is the Matthew Harding stand. This began life in 1994. And then the shed down the far end, which is where we end our tour today, that began life in 1997. Lovely pictures in the shed looking down on Stamford Bridge. And then the newest part is behind me over here, called the West Stand, and that began life in 2001. So it is this season 24 years old. How I'd love to be 24. Right, this is the first bit. Listen, please take photographs, please take videos. It's your tour today. Really enjoy yourselves, and follow me now. We're going to go to the press room. Come this way. But that retracts when all the players and the officials have come out. That retracts, so they got a lovely view of the pitch there. This area it seats a total of 115 journalists. Very rare we need that many. Let's say we're playing a top side like Liverpool or Man City, Man United. We probably need about 60, maybe 70 seats. If we're playing a smaller club, a littler club, tinier club, like Arsenal, Tottenham, we probably only need about 30 or 40. But when we played Barcelona in 2012 in the Champions League semi-final first leg, Didier Drogba scored in that goal and we won it by 1-0. Went on to win the Champions League that season. Gegen Bayern Munich. Sorry. Then we had 250 journalists. And what we're going to do now, we're going to go and see the room where we give them free food and drink before and after the game. This is called the press room. Come this way. Come this way. There we are. Hot and cold buffet all the time that they're here. Hot and cold buffet all the time they're here. Very nice. Very nice. I sound like Donald Trump there. Repeating myself. No, not with that. Good news, good news. If you, You get your photograph taken with the Club World Championship. Donald Trump isn't there. Right, everybody. If we're playing in European competition, what we used to do is we used to alter the food according to the nationality of the team against which we're playing. This year, of course, we're Champions League. So if, for example, we were playing Bayern Munich or Leipzig or Hamburg or something like that, it would be half German, half English. If we were playing Real Madrid or Barcelona or Sevilla, it would be half Spanish, half English. And if we're playing Liverpool, then we don't give them any food at all, which I think is fair enough. Now listen, we got a lovely photo opportunity for you here to come up here, sit in the manager seat, because that's where the managers sit when they're being cross-examined by the journalists before and after the game. And Max and I will take photographs of you sitting in the manager's seat. So if you'd like to do that, that's great.
You guys, that's just one thing. Can we please not touch the microphones? It costs £50,000 each.
We are now in the home changing room. The changing room of the Club World Championships 2025. Just around in the corner, if anybody wants to go and have a look at it, we have Chelsea's ice bath. I think there's screens across it, so you can't actually see it. That is what the players go in after the match. They sit on a ledge and cold water comes up to their waist, and then they throw ice in as well to take down the inflammation and also lactic acid after they've played their football match. Over there, that's where the players get their food after the match, get their protein replenishments just around the corner there, and that's also a warm-up area if the manager wants to warm any players up before the next game. In this bit here, you can see all the different shirts. These shirts are from last season. There's a very good reason for that at the club anymore. There's a strong chance that Nicholas Jackson might leave. There's a strong chance that Chris Hoople might leave as well. But we don't put new shirts up until the transfer window has finished, and then we'll put next season's beautiful Club World Champion shirts. Oh, yeah. 4 years, you know. Oh yeah, 4 years, 4 years, yeah. Every Chelsea match, every player gets 3 shirts. They get 3
We'll be right back.
to water the pitch before the match, during the match, at the interval, and after the match as well. Okay. Just looking at that.
Each door guide has 4 tours.
We take them to the cemetery.
up. You know what you're going to tell them what I did next, eh? Yes, I will. Good time, Mr. Mears. Well, on April the 26th, I signed the first 2 players for Chelsea. Bob McRoberts, centre forward, for £100, and James Robertson, inside forward, for £50. Next day, around this music.
you.